Okay, so I'm going to bring the guides in right now. Hi there, my name is Lauren. I'm so excited to be here. There's a bunch of us here. There are a few of us here that are going to help you today. My role is to help entrepreneurs. I'm working specifically with Kira right now to reach millions of people that with the new ideas, with the new innovations, with the things that are going to heal your planet in ways that you just can't even imagine. There's just so much change that is going to happen so quickly. You really are underestimating how quickly these changes are going to happen. Some of you have an idea that there are things that are broken, and some things came to light during your so-called quarantine. We laugh. It's not really as it seems. Some of you know this, some of you don't know this, but that's another story. The important thing is that you're evolving rapidly as consciousness. You can think of this like quantum energy. When you have an orbit in quantum energy, as soon as it reaches a certain level, it has a quantum leap, so you will, to a higher orbit. This is what's happening in your world right now. It is happening in other places in the universe as well right now. And Earth is kind of the last holdup, which is why so many of us from higher dimensions are just so interested in getting you on track, because you're holding all of us up. Now, not everybody. There are many on Earth that are ahead in what they were supposed to be doing, bringing down corruption in many forms, bringing down corruption in governments, bringing down corruptions in the secret governments, the secret police, the secret armies. But it's the entrepreneurs that are to do the rebuilding as all this corruption is removed that are still enormously caught up in the old programming. Some of you are aware of and to a certain extent are embracing the new concepts and new ideas. But in many cases, what you're trying to do is attach them to the things that you already know. On a global scale, the things that you know have to have a quantum leap. They need to be replaced with new things, new concepts, new ideas, new ways of doing business, and the social changes that go with them. It is the social change that is the most important part and where business is behind and lacking. There is an addiction, and we don't use that word lightly. There is an addiction to work. There is an addiction to, not in every place in the world, but there's an addiction in the business culture and in many cultures around the world that have embraced the business culture to have the identity enmeshed with the function you do in work. This needs to end. This is holding you up more than any other paradigm that we can see at this point. There are other paradigms that are greatly holding you back. You need to see yourself, if you really want to be on this evolution, you need to see yourself as a conscious being first, that is accountable at a higher dimension. Accountable, we will use the word spirituality, but accountable in consciousness for the decisions that you make, the things that you do, the things that you do not do, the way that you develop yourself. And out of this understanding and knowing that you exist and you are so much greater than the puny identity that you give yourself in your work context, even though you may have global impact and global scale. It is puny compared to who you are and who you can be. And we don't mean to offend you here. We are just telling you that you are just so much more than you can see and know. And your world is ready. It is ripe for this. The children that are born today have come ready for this. It is the adult's job, it is the leader's job to create the world where the changes that they have come to embody, embrace, and be can happen easily and smoother for many. This is Lauren now. I have a different role than Lauren. My role is more spiritual guidance, and I would be considered an ascended master. Everything on your planet, from education to business to healthcare, and all of these things are businesses. I mean, they all involve transactions and commerce. I mean, business is part of every single thing you do in your society. It's a part of your government. You cannot interact with each other really without finances at this point. There are some attempts and some small scale ways in which you're interacting and trading things that do not involve finances. But it is all these structures that are based on the old paradigm of pyramid building and of competition that have to go. Competition is an illusion that has been created. You are all manifesting your realities and your outcome, and many of you know this to a certain degree. You know that you can visualize something and create it. You know if you believe in it when you create it. But when things go wrong, you're not always accepting that I created that too. I created the problem. Yes, you did. And you have all created many of the social problems that you have in the world right now. Now you are operating on a global scale, which means you are in positions of responsibility to change these problems. These are the only ways that forward. The energy structure on your earth has changed. The old ways of running corporate companies that have climbing the ladder, climbing the pyramid, that's gone. That energy was removed last year. There are remnants, but they're fading rapidly. So the new structures are based on abundance for all. Some of you are quite aware of that, but you're not embracing it. You're not taking it in and fundamentally reinventing how that works in a practical sense. How does a family work? Start with that. How does a family work? How does your business work to make a family work? How does your education work to make a family work? How does your healthcare work to make a family work? You see, you need to turn things on its head. You need to put the priorities where they need to be. Relationships are sacred on your family, on your planet, and in all of the universes. Do your structures of how you run your society reflect that? These are questions you need to ask yourself, and it is through this and through tapping into your intuition that you will find the answers on how this will be born going forward. Hi, I'm Kip. I'm so excited. I talk to Kira a lot, but I don't get to talk to a lot of other humans. I talk to other humans, but they don't know it's me. My role is to help in the technology and connecting technologies and imparting upper dimensional information with regard to technologies. And there is a huge boon, yes, you have had in technologies. A lot of it is alien, what you would consider alien or extraterrestrial technology. That is true. There is influence of that in direct ways, working directly with releasing ideas on your planet, but also indirectly as well, as we're working with people like Kira and channeling information. We are seeding intuitive information and archetypes and templates to many of you. Some of you are listening, some of you are getting part of it, and some of you are missing the point. It would be greatly beneficial to your planet to come to a fundamental understanding of the role of technology and relate it to what Maureen was talking about. Okay, that was. And relating it to what Maureen was talking about, technology right now is splitting your world and it's connecting your world. It is splitting your world because it is splitting locally. It is splitting families. Obsession with technology and we would say work. It's really kind of work related, but also you're using technology to avoid connection rather than making connection. And we are laughing because you call yourselves SuperConnectors here, and many of you are very people oriented. It is true, but are you really connected? The first connection you need to make is with yourself, with your higher dimensional intuition, with your higher consciousness, and with other people. And when you can do the first two in a healthy manner, the third can happen in a healthy way. It is really important that the desire for technology, the desire for ease, never, ever, ever overpowers, overtakes the human connection, for it is sacred. The human connection is spiritual. And some of you might not like that word, but you cannot avoid going forward the fact that all business, all life is from the one creator. We cannot avoid this. We cannot avoid this accountability. And relationship is sacred. So the technology has to support healthy relationships. There are many amazing boons of technology that will be gifted to your planet, but they will not be gifted if the sanctity of all life is not enhanced and respected. The access to progress will be halted and stopped if it is not used ethically and if it is not used to progress your planet in consciousness. That is the fundamental ground rule for the area of development of this whole sector of the universe. You cannot avoid this. And that is one of the fundamental parts that is getting missed. Not always, but in many cases. The humanity in technology, and I love technology. I help Kira with it all the time. I help others with it all the time. I love technology. But the sanctity of relationship has to be the foundation and the priority. And when you figure that out in context of what Lauren and Maureen have shared with you, then you will be on the right track. We wish to discuss so much more with you, but we respect your time.